Listen, we all know that sexual assault on college campuses is a very big issue, has been for a long time. They're underreported, it's also underprosecuted. And Governor Cuomo, he has a plan to deal with this. His plan is nicknamed Yes Means Yes. The burden of proof would fall to the accused. That student would have to show the other person consented to having sex. Now, not everyone's on the same page as to how to get to maybe the same common goal. Westchester County Executive Rob Astorino, he wants an even tougher law. His plan calls for the following: charging college employees with a misdemeanor if they don't immediately report an alleged rape, requiring colleges provide a victim's advocate to help students, additional training for police departments, and a victim's bill of rights. Okay, I understand all the ideas, although I've talked to a few experts today who talked about unintentional consequences of some of that. Let's first start with the yes means yes. This isn't unique to New York. A few other places have tried this, where throughout the intimate encounter, let's use the gender here, the woman would say to the guy on more than one occasion that she was fully consenting in the different steps of that liaison. You like how I put that? Is that practical or realistic? Or is that the only way to fully, I mean, look at how many stories we see where he said, oh, I thought she was totally into it, or she was half comatose, or whatever else. Is this requirement practical, let alone the only way to ensure that consent is really consent?
Well, I would say, first off, I give Governor Cuomo and I give County Executive Astorino credit, as many people, and certainly our Senator Gillibrand, for focusing on this issue, because it is an incredibly important issue, and there are no easy answer here.
And you spent a lot of your professional life on college campuses. This is a bigger issue than a lot of people want to admit, right? It is incredibly difficult, because let's not forget, you have two students. These are both students of the same college in most cases, and the college is, you know, in the position of having to judge which one is lying, which one is telling the truth. It's a very difficult situation. And they're supposed to represent the interests of both of them. The interests of both of them, and so it's very difficult. So I give them all credit for focusing on this. We need more focus on this. But, you know, in terms of the yes means yes, I have to see how that would work in practice. I do not still understand legally how the person proves that someone else meant yes when they said yes. Legally, I can't wrap my head around that, and I'm not saying it won't work. I don't understand how it works, but I will say Astorino's ideas, I think, are very important, because they put the onus on the institution and not the student. Okay, but here's the issue that I've heard, and I think it was all well-intentioned, but here's the issue that I heard about the first point of Astorino's plan, which would be that if the college does not immediately report the allegations to the authorities, that there would be some criminal exposure from them. What I've heard is that's an unintended consequence, in that some of these kids don't want to go to the cops because they don't want, for whatever reason. Okay, forget whether I think they should or shouldn't. I would like to think it would. But the point is, if you do that, it could have a chilling effect where they end up reporting.
I understand the concern. I disagree. If the college is informed, they should immediately report. I think that is a no-brainer. I understand the freeze issue, and I don't know if that's what Scott is bringing, but in my mind, that is a no-brainer. If the institution is informed, they must report, and I think that that is absolutely right.
I 100% agree with Jeannie, and it's actually even a step further. You don't want the college to be in this decision-making process, and
they are.
I agree with Jeannie that they're conflicted. Yeah. They shouldn't be involved in judging the veracity of truth. That's for our law enforcement and our district attorneys. These are not crimes just against an individual. They're crimes against the state, and that's actually an important point here. When you commit violent rape, there's a crime against the state, and the state has an obligation here to protect society.
Andrew, what I've always been confused about is, and we've done this on the show numerous times, even with some of the victims, where they'll bring something and then literally the college, you can have the kid who's accused of assaulting the person, sexually assaulting the person, he literally will question her on a stand. Is there a role for the college in any of this, or no? I've never understood why they have to be at the table.
I don't think there is. I mean, I don't think there's other realms of criminal activity that a university would be exposed to and then say, well, we'll deal with this internally, as opposed to letting it go to the professional police who do the investigating.
I guess we have an obsession with the military, right? The military police some of.
Well, but that's what Senator Gillibrand's trying to actually get the superior officers out of the process, so that people can make accusations and investigations can begin. I want to go back to Governor Cuomo's plan, the affirmative yes means yes, which sounds good in theory, but there's a presumption of innocence in this country. You're innocent until proven guilty, and what it sounds like the governor's law would do, if it was enacted, would say, okay, the person who's now accused of sexual assault, you are guilty, you now have to prove that you're innocent, and I don't see how that holds up in a court of law. The other thing is, I don't think you can have a bunch of consent sheets. I mean, we're talking, it doesn't seem like a feasible, reasonable.
It's so difficult to imagine how you prove that,
Right.
you know, I
Jenny,
just
pull
don't
back the
wrap my
veil
head
for
around
us,
that. I
because you're
agree with
there,
Andrew
you
on
hear
that.
the kids talking. I mean, alcohol is a huge part of this, and other things. What's the biggest misnomer? Because the numbers you hear about the chances of a girl going to college and 4 years later not being involved in some unfortunate incident where she's assaulted or worse, right? It's mind-numbing how big those numbers are. What don't we know because we're not on campuses that you see?
I think what people don't realize is exactly what you just said, how large the number of people, and not just women, unfortunately, men as well, are subjected to this kind of trauma during their college years. And I think that's why this has reached the point of talking, you know, Governor Cuomo, Senator Gillibrand, and many, many thousands of other people.
Because it's minimized, because they're under the influence of something, because the shame they're worried about.
And I think there is a sense that, well, if you are, you know, if you are inebriated, for instance, well, you have some, you know, role in this thing. And these are very young people, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. As Dominic knows from having kids who have gone to school, they are, you know, on their own for the first time in their life. And they, in many cases, are not protected by the institution, and they are subjected to violence of the type we can't even imagine. And the numbers are outrageous. It's the numbers in the military and the numbers in these private and public college institutions.
It's every college across the country, from the Ivies down to local colleges in rural markets as well here. It's really an epidemic here that I'm glad people are talking about it, although in different ideas on how to deal with it. Okay, when we come back, what does Barney Frank think about Hillary Clinton, among other questions? Well, Andrew sat down with him today. Our chat with the former Massachusetts Congressman straight ahead.